Okay, here's another thing that I forgot to do last night. I also said that I would show you how to produce this little picture showing the poster being put into a frame and how to go about doing that in case you wanted to do this. So it's actually very simple. I did give you instructions that you first go online, and I left you a link, I believe, and you go in and you look for a picture like this that has a blank window showing the kind of shape that you're looking for your poster, whether it's a horizontal or a vertical. And I believe that they got images that are both horizontal and vertical. So get yourself one of those images, download it, and put it into your file. Or into your folder where you have all the rest of your stuff. And I'm going to show you how I did this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close this one because this is the finished one, and I'm going to save it. No. I'm going to open up the start. There's my start. I'm also going to go to the file menu, and I'm going to open. This is actually going to be a very short video. I'm going to go open recent, and I'm looking for the poster kayak sunset PDF. Now, let me quickly explain about this. When you made your poster, you actually created a PDF that at the same time you packaged it and sent it to me. All I'm doing here is I'm opening the PDF, that PDF, into Adobe Photoshop, and I'm going to use that as the basis of my poster. So that's how you will do it too, all right? So I hit OK. So now I have two files open side by side. It'll take a minute for it to come up. So there's my poster, and there's my poster finish, which will be my poster embedded into the window of this frame. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the image. I'm in the poster now. I'm going to go to the image menu, and I'm going to go image size, and it is 300 pixels, okay, and it's 1117. Let me hit cancel for one moment, and let me show you something. We go back to the adventure poster start. Let's go image size, and this is 72 pixels, and it's at 13. So this is a much lower resolution, okay? So that's something you have to take into account. So I'm going to hit cancel on this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I want to look at both of these posters, or both the posters and the frame side by side. So if I go to the window menu, and I go to where it says arrange, I can tile it different ways. And what I want to do, I think, probably the best way for me to do this right now is to tile it vertically. That's what happens when you do it. When you tile it vertically, you are now seeing both of them set up side by side. The reason I'm doing this is I'm about to drag the poster into this, and it would be a lot easier to have it so I could see it. When they're both sitting side by side, you simply click on the poster, you're holding the mouse down, and you're going to drag it into the other file, and you're going to let go. And it sometimes doesn't want to do it. I had to do it a second time to make it happen. But take a look at the cursor. You'll see what the cursor looks like. It changes when you're doing it correctly. And when I let go, there, my poster's in there. Now I'm going to go to the View menu, Arrange, and I'm going to set it to consolidate into tabs. Okay? Now, I have to zoom this out a little bit because I'm going to be needing to see my edges of my poster, which is larger because it's 300 pixels per inch. The other is only 72. So it takes up more space. I'm going to go to the Edit menu, and I'm going to go to Transform, and I'm going to go to Scale. And you can see how really big this is. So I'm going to just zoom it down or move it down until I get a corner. I'm holding the Shift key down because you never want to bring something down in size without holding the Shift key, because you'll actually change the aspect ratio of it. And I'm bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down, trying to get it to where it'll be big enough to go on that screen. And I don't have to make it exactly the size I want because I can adjust it and tweak it once I get in there. That's pretty good. Now go to the View menu, Fit on Screen, and there you have it. It's basically done. Now the next step for me is I'm going to have to distort this a little tiny bit because the thing is really not in exactly the right position or shape that I want. So I'm going to get it as close, again, holding the Shift key down. I'm going to get it as close as I can get it, which would probably be, see, I can't go, well, actually, I'll go right about to there, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, from this point forward, I'm going to have to distort this into position. So I'm going to get it where I can see it in the upper corner is exactly where I want it. It's in the upper corner just where I want it. And then I'm going to go to the image mode. First of all, do this. Let's hit apply to get it in. I've applied my settings. I will move it up one more, kick it up one more, move it over one more, and down one. There we go. That's about where I want it. Can you see the upper corner there? It's pretty much in good shape. All right, then I'm going to go to the edit menu. I'm going to go to transform, and I'm going to choose distort. Now, there's a reason I'm choosing distort, because believe it or not, I need to distort this picture. I can't just scale it to put it in place. I actually have to distort it slightly to do that. So I choose distort. That gives me the ability to take each individual corner and distort the corner. So I'm going to distort that corner and place it about where I want it. I think that's probably pretty good, although I probably should go up just a hair more if I can. It's hard to do it in tiny little increments too much, see? All right, that'll probably be okay, I think. Then I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to drag that one and distort it and put it in that corner right there. Then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to grab that one, and I'm going to distort it and put it in that corner right there. And then I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to click off of the layer, and I'm going to take a look at what I got. And as you can see, I'm a little bit off right there. So what I'll do is select the layer again, edit, transform, distort again, and I'm just going to carefully move this over slightly, a little bit. I got to get it right where I want it. It's a little bit tricky to do because I'm not zoomed in on it very much. Let's hit apply and see what I got. That will do for this purpose. So you get the general idea. What you're doing is you're going to set the two artwork, or you open up the two files, set them side by side, going up to the window menu and arranging them and tiling them vertically. You're going to drag your poster from the one into the other, and then you will size the thing down and you will distort it into the frame so it ends up looking like that. Now, I don't know whether you notice or not, but in that very top corner there's a highlight or a hot spot, and this looks pretty good, but in order to make this thing look even better, I want to create the illusion of the sheen on the surface of the glass that would be covering this poster. That will make it look more realistic. So how do I do that? Well, I have my layer here, which is my background layer, and then I have my other layer here, which is my poster layer. I'm going to create a new layer, and it's going to end up being right on top of my layer one. I'm going to rename that to poster. All right, and then I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to call this glass. Okay, so I have a poster layer and a glass layer. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to get the general shape of that poster. It's actually very simple to do. All you have to do is hit the control key and click on that poster icon right there. And you see the dancing ants immediately comes up. And what's nice about it is it comes up in exactly the shape of what's on that layer. So you don't have to fool with this. You don't have to play with it. You don't have to guess. All you do, and I'll do it again, I'm going to go select, deselect. All you do is hold down the control or command, I guess it's command on a Mac, command control, hold down the control key and click on the poster icon, and you will get dancing ants, which will tell you that now that area is selected. You're going to change the layer to the glass layer. You're going to come over and you're going to choose the gradient tool. And the gradient tool should be set to a black and white. And then you're going to come up into the corner and go on an angle somewhat down. And I did it wrong. Let's go edit, undo gradient. I have to reverse the gradient. Let's see if I can reverse the gradient. If I have a reverse gradient, I do not. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start at the bottom, and I'm going to have to drag up to about there. Okay, and actually I don't want that. Well, actually, maybe that will be okay. So now I got this nice gradient that runs over the front surface of this. Now I can come in and I can start working with the blend modes. So the first blend mode I'm going to come across is darken, and that actually doesn't look too bad, but it's a little too much. I'm going to try overlay. There you go. I'm going to try overlay. That I think I like, but now what I want to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to reduce the opacity of that. I'm going to bring it down to somewhere around 50 because I don't want it to be terribly strong. Let's bring it down to, that's 29 actually. Let's go to about 40. Let's try that. There we go, 40. The other thing that I might want to do with this is go back to your gradient tool, and you might want to actually reduce this somewhat. All right, and maybe even bring it over this way. And I'm not exactly sure overlay is good, but now that I've got it reduced to around 40%, I can come back in and I can start trying different ones and seeing if there are different ones that I like better. There's multiply. Those are nice and soft, linear burn. These I don't think are really, I like the lighten. I think I like the lighten one better, but now that I see it with the lighten, I think I probably need to reduce it even more. I'm going to bring it down to about 25. 28 is good. All right, I think that's probably pretty good. So now let's just come in here and let's go select, deselect, and let's see what we got. So we have our poster and we have our glass. When I hide the glass, that's what it looks like. So you can see it's a very subtle effect that's being applied there, but it definitely helps to make this thing, the picture of the poster, look like it really exists in that picture there. That is really how you do it. It's not that big of a deal, but it really does help make this thing look all the more real. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you will try this for yourself.